So I know you're wondering what stupid shit has Trump gotten himself into today. Well, for those curious, I have an answer. uh, if you saw my video about the Trump situation with the Russians, him leaking apparently critical information to Russian officials about military operations that were going on with an unnamed country concerning their fight against ISIS. The official response from the White House came from McMaster, and McMaster released a video that said this.
There's nothing that the president takes more seriously than the security of the American people. The story that came out tonight, as reported, is false. The president and the foreign minister reviewed a range of common threats to our two countries, including threats to civil aviation. At no time were intelligence sources or methods discussed. And the president did not disclose any military operations that were not already publicly known.
So I wake up this morning and I'm like, okay, that's fair. What could possibly, that seems like a good line to go by. This thing is pretty much done. And then fucking Trump takes to Twitter. And in this fucking tweet, he says, I have the absolute right to share information with Russia. There is a huge information problem right now between Trump and his communications officials, because Trump, the dude just says things, and like when stupid shit like this happens. This has been the story, I feel like, every single day for this year. The media comes up with some allegation, either they get information from an unnamed source and it seems kind of sketchy. Then Trump's communication team says, hey, this is totally false, we didn't do any of this. And then Trump goes on Twitter and he says, well, okay, we did do this, but I totally can't do this because I'm the fucking president. Like, this has been the MO of the Trump administration, and the MO is just complete fucking chaos. McMaster's a dude I just really feel sorry for. I mean, it's embarrassing because, in the video he says he was in the room where this happened, and he now has Trump's, and he's like, "There's no way this happened. I would stake my life on it that this did not fucking happen." And then Trump comes out, tomorrow and says, "Yeah, it sort of happened, but I can do it if I want to. I don't give a fuck." So McMaster just loses all credibility in support, in his attempt to save Donald Trump from himself. Like, why would he do that? Why would he even tweet that? It's so dumb. There's so much stupid shit that this administration is doing, man. And like, they can get themselves out of it, but I don't know if Donald Trump wants to. Like, he keeps making the same mistakes over and over again. And I feel like Ivanka or someone needs to go to him and say, like, hey, this is how you run an administration. Like, you have to keep your people close to you, and you have to tell them when what the official line is going to be, and so they can all repeat that over and over and over again, and this whole narrative thing can get a lot easier. But maybe Trump is doing this on purpose. Maybe it's 4D chess. Maybe he's just trying to keep everything in as much chaos as possible and make the media, and make the media go down and take his administration with them by taking them down. Okay, so that was that's the big news this morning. There's another interesting article I read from the Daily Wire, which is Ben Shapiro's website, where there apparently is a report that kind of indicates that a DNC staffer that was murdered last year during the campaign was apparently in communication with WikiLeaks. Okay, so here's the article. In July of 2016, Seth Rich was a high-ranking staffer at the Democratic National Committee and just 27 years old when he was murdered, at the height of the presidential campaign in Washington, D.C. According to police, just a block or so from his home at 4:20 a.m., 4:20, Rich was fatally shot in the back twice. Even though nothing was taken from Rich, the D.C. police wrote off the murder as a botched robbery. Apparently, crime had been escalating in Rich's Bloomingdale neighborhood. So this is a dude who gets killed over a robbery, which is incredibly strange, but nobody thinks much of it. I didn't even know this dude when he died. I saw no news about it or anything. And the murder apparently remains unsolved. So that's what happened, and we've gotten new information that apparently this guy was leaking a lot of fucking information to WikiLeaks about the DNC. There was a federal investigator who talked to an anonymous federal investigator, and whenever someone's anonymous, I always take it with a grain of salt. But apparently, this guy who requested anonymity said 44,053 emails and 17,761 attachments between Democratic National Committee leaders spanning from January 15 through late March 2016 were transferred from Rich to McFadden before May 21st. So I assume that the big revelation from the DNC that they were sort of colluding with media to help Clinton, and they were also actively trying to get Bernie Sanders off of the main the main platform to run for president. I assume that these were the emails that actually leaked this shit. But it's very fucking convenient because it was if you look at the time frame, it was it was May 21st when all of that shit was released from WikiLeaks, and it was July that Seth Rich was killed. So it does not look like a good timeline. And I'm just going to say this, man. As much as Trump does stupid shit, like the difference between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton is that Donald Trump will say you're fired and Hillary Clinton will say you're dead. And that's why I still, like, out of those two choices, I still think Donald Trump was the better choice because, I mean, this is just incompetence. Hillary Clinton has an agenda that would have brought us into war. We would be, I guarantee you, we would be in a war right now, like a full-fledged war, if Hillary Clinton was president right now. And as far as this, I mean, and obviously this wasn't Hillary Clinton, this is the DNC, and I don't know how much influence Hillary Clinton has on the DNC. I assume it's a lot, but I mean, the fact that a guy who leaks a shit ton of information to the police, and then a few months later is found dead in a quote unquote robbery that remains unsolved. That's some Alex Jones shit. I wonder if Alex Jones is going to get on this because it's very fishy. I don't know what the official line from the DNC was about his death or any of that, but it doesn't look good, man. Like, just that timeline is very, very inconvenient. And I don't want to get into become the conspiracy theory guy or anything like that, but I mean, it's a strange situation. Apparently, his family denies Rich being the source of the DNC WikiLeaks dump. So there's that, but I mean, there's a federal investigator who's saying that he did see the emails where Rich was talking to people about it. And the article I'm reading points out that this would finally explain why the DNC refused to let the FBI investigate its servers as a means to track down the source of the leak, right? Because that's what they did. And if they did do that, they would be like, oh, yeah, you guys, you don't need to look at our emails because that's going to show that we kind of killed a guy. So this is a crazy one, man. This is a crazy one. And it's probably just going to go into the trash can after today, or it may get bigger and bigger. I doubt. Who knows? I mean, if Donald Trump gets wind of this shit, it's going to go on his Twitter, and it's going to become the next Pizzagate or whatever. It'll be interesting to see. But those were the two stories for today. I'll see you guys later.